Today we continue our video series on the automatic transmission troubleshoot, and we're trying to get to why no reverse and problem in drive. And so far all the clutches is practically brand new, so we're going to dig a little deeper. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to check the drums and the pistons inside the drums, and I'm going to check the seals and also some bushings, any areas that can cause a pressure drop, a fluid pressure drop. That's the main thing I'm looking for in this drum check-in.
Cavo Parts is your specialist in Asian car parts. When starting the engine, people trust their car to work with spare parts that don't let them down. It's our aim to keep everybody satisfied, from distributor to driver. Cavo Parts is the specialist in high-quality Asian car parts. For more than 30 years with customers all over the world. Our complete product range consists of tens of thousands of references which we deliver directly from stock, including those for the latest car models. Our products are manufactured by specialists, tested over and over again, ensuring safety and reliability. Cavo Parts is more than just parts. Your specialist in Asian car parts.
So I'm going to remove this drum and the pump, which control reverse and drive these two drums. And now the first thing I'm doing, I want to inspect, because the transmission of a reverse issue and drive issue, one of the first seal I'm going to check is both the seal and piston rings on the pump. And just looking here, this is a metal ring. And generally these metal rings cause problem. So now I'm just taking this metal ring off. That's one there. So I just pull the lock on the ring. And these sometimes they carry Teflon seals, but in this case here it's the metal ring. And you have to be careful because we don't want to break them, because we need these rings to tell us what's going on. I'm going to be very gentle with it. I don't want it to break. And I'll just take out these clutches here at the same time. Remove the clutches so that we can get a better access to this oil pump, and also get a look at the rings below. And we want to be careful because we don't want. And dealing with these rings, oil rings, it's very difficult to angle them with the gloves. So even though I don't really want to put my hand in the transmission fluid, I definitely can't do it with the gloves. And these is the main rings that I'm looking for some problem. Include this two drum. So right away I can tell this drum of an issue. I could just feel the rings loosen up when I try to straighten it. I'm actually going to put the rings where they normally rotate inside the drum, just to see the clearance. And you can see the clearance is pretty much closed up just with your eyes. So you know that's a good indication that this piston rings is good without even checking it with a feeler gauge. It's not open up. So I'm going to fit the other ring in this section and see what this clearance is. So I'm just locking the ring there, and then I'm going to put it in. And I definitely know this drum have a problem. So far you can see the gap is right here, and it's pretty much closed right up. So we know these rings haven't worn that much, so this is not the problem why it losing pressure in reverse or drive. So I'm just inspecting the bushing, and it's actually a bearing, but I'm inspecting it and you can definitely see where the bearing is worn in this area, and in here is it, and that's definitely too much. So we find one problem already, which is this bearing is no good and it's definitely going to lose pressure and unable to lock up in reverse.
Cavo Parts is your specialist in Asian car parts. When starting the engine, people trust their car to work with spare parts that don't let them down. It's our aim to keep everybody satisfied, from distributor to driver. Cavo Parts is the specialist in high-quality Asian car parts. For more than 30 years with customers all over the world. Our complete product range consists of tens of thousands of references which we deliver directly from stock, including those for the latest car models. Our products are manufactured by specialists, tested over and over again, ensuring safety and reliability. Cavo Parts is more than just parts. Your specialist in Asian car parts.
So it's definitely going to make this piston unable to lock up with the correct pressure, and that will cause slippage and lead to other problem with gear selection. So this bushing here, this bearing's bushing same, it need to replace. So definitely this drum is causing one of the problems with pressure for the transmission not locking up. So now I'm going to do another quick check with the drum and the oil pump. And because this oil pump is aluminum, they tend to have a tendency to wear in this area where the drum fit. One of the things you can do for a quick check without even using a micrometer is install the drum, and you keep it right in the area where it operates, and then you check it like this. You're not supposed to have that amount of sideways movements. So that's definitely causing from the bearing worn, and we need to check the oil pump if the oil pump is worn also. So we're definitely making headway in terms of troubleshooting the transmission. But we're going to do some miking and see how much the bearing or if the pump worn also. With the drums, you have to always careful when you open the locking. With these piston return springs, you want to be careful when you're releasing them, because they can fly when you're releasing the locking clip. Different transmission have different method of locking clip. Most important, you want to be careful when you're releasing the clips. They can, fly, hit you in the face, in the eye. The piston, the pressure come up inside the drum and push the piston for lock the clutches. One of the issues we're looking for now is if these seals here, looking at these seals damage, because this is another area that will lose pressure. So I can see some damage in this seal right there. So I'm just going to take it out. These seals is what you normally would replace when you install, when you're reassembling the transmission, but it's important for us to actually see. It's important for us to actually see what is damaged, and definitely this O-ring is finished. Now I'm going to remove the inner O-ring, and you can see how it's hard like a rock. So definitely this O-ring won't seal properly. Now I'm going to remove the other O-ring inside. And sometimes these can look tricky and we don't want to damage it. And this one is pretty much very hard. So, you know, sometimes a transmission in the morning you will put it in reverse or drive and it don't go same time, it have a delay. Most time these are the seals that cause that type of problem. And we can see with this transmission how hard these seals is. They're supposed to be nice and soft and flexible. So what happened when the transmission cold, these going to give less sealing. But once the transmission warm up, then these become a little bit softer and they will give a little more sealing. Generally, this is another issue that make your transmission can't select gear right away when it's cold.
Cavo Parts is your specialist in Asian car parts. When starting the engine, people trust their car to work with spare parts that don't let them down. It's our aim to keep everybody satisfied, from distributor to driver. Cavo Parts is the specialist in high-quality Asian car parts. For more than 30 years with customers all over the world. Our complete product range consists of tens of thousands of references which we deliver directly from stock, including those for the latest car models. Our products are manufactured by specialists, tested over and over again, ensuring safety and reliability. Cavo Parts is more than just parts. Your specialist in Asian car parts.
I'm feeling good in this troubleshooting process because I finally can see some physical damage where the bushing or the bearing inside the drum is worn, and also the seals are damaged and hard. So this will cause a lot of problem for these set of clutches. What I'm going to do next is repeat the same process with all the other drums for all the other gears. So this transmission have 4-speed plus a overdrive and reverse. And I'm going to go through all of those drums and repeat this process.
Celebrate my liberation.